The Painful Excellence Podcast.
In 1986, I was 11. Bionic Prince, One Deep, aka the Audacity Podcast. Salute, Mr. Shelton. Salute, Freedom's March. Derek Gaines, the legend. Pat Lawson, Jose Diaz, MXC, Chilltown Majors. My brother Thomas, salute. Hey man, Phenomenal Mexican, salute. Macadose Mac in the South, salute. Yeah, come on in, smash the like button, share the video, tag him in it. Don't care. I've been civil. You know, if you know, for those of you that talk to me behind the scenes, y'all know. I see and I hear everything, even when I ignore things. You know, people say, hey man, look at this. And you know what I do? Nothing. I'm busy. My brother 503, and thank you 503 for pulling up this morning. You know the truth. You know the truth. Tay, good evening. I don't even want to be doing this, but I said, you know, I could get on here and go back and forth and be real niggardly. That's a word. Why do that? I said, you know, I'll do a pep talk tonight. Tonight's title is, what's the cause of the sassy male epidemic? Light and light crime. Yeah, Jose, yo. What's the cause of all of this? If you missed it this morning, you can catch the replay of my boxing live, you know. I'll give you the short version, but you can go watch it yourself. It was real interesting. I was actually defending someone from a pointless attack from a boxer that this person D-rides. Because I'm going to call it what it is now. He D-rides him. And the reason why I'm saying he's D-riding him is because this person was violated by Tank Davis. And I just saw a video because I don't go to his channel. I don't know what he does over there. I don't. But shout out to my brother Blue Blood who's listening right now, and probably Champ Side is watching right now, because apparently Knockout Boxing 86 is going on a tangent and he's gonna wreck us. So do your worst. It's been done. It's whatever, man. Aaron Jordan, salute. And he joins the panel, and magically, I'm the villain. Joshua, salute. Welcome. Shogun, salute. Magically, I'm the villain. Now, 503 Lions in the chat, he'll tell you, I did a meme and it was funny. These are just jokes. I told my audience this morning, I said, put Drew Titan Exposed in your YouTube search engine and look at the shit that comes up. You see pictures of Paul Dillette, the bodybuilder from the 90s, with a needle in his arm, because I got big muscles. I'm on steroids. A nigga can't be in shape. A nigga can't do push-ups every day, and pull-ups every day, and dips every day, and jump rope. Well, I ain't jump rope. I got a problem with my knee for the last couple of months, but that's okay. A nigga can't be in shape. without saying, oh, you're on steroids. This is roid rage. Okay, whatever. I deal with all of that. And what do I always tell people, man? If I paid attention and fought with everybody, listen to the key words, fought with everybody, I wouldn't get no work done. You hear me say all the time, while, appreciate that, Tay-Tay, while I'm talking boxing, niggas find a reason to talk about me. Now, light skin, that's how I refer to Knockout 86. He get and I want to park there on a minute for two. You know, he got really in his feelings when he came to my chat a few months ago, and I said, "Quit acting light skinned." I was fucking joking. Somehow that struck a nerve, and now he says, "I bet you won't drop that link, though." I bet you're right. I don't argue with women, and I don't argue with boys that do what he does. He's made a YouTube career running from panel to panel, fussing with people. I don't do that. That's your thing. Do you, homie? You're good at it, I guess. What do you want to fuss with me about? Tank Davis, at this point, what Tank's doing in his career, there's no defending it. And now we're in a position where that man literally told you were soft on the gram. No, I'm sorry, on the Twitter. And your response that I saw today was, I'm still a fan, homie, but you got smoke for Blue Blood, me, and Champside? How? I didn't call him soft. Tank called you soft. You never even interviewed the dude, which was strange. And didn't I say this morning, y'all don't know, BFTB is connected to Tank's team. Y'all didn't know that. I mean, when I say connected, he could reach out to them. And I asked him on more than one occasion. I said, BF, you need to get KO an interview with Tank or Kenny or Cal or somebody. Do that for the brother. Ask him. Hasn't happened. And I know BF asked. The thing is, they don't want to fuck with this guy. Now, I've been quiet. I said, well, that's strange because he rides really hard for Tank. The man deserves an interview or something, or invite him onto the rise. Man, Champside been on the rise. They know who he is. They know who BF is. They don't know who the fuck he is. And all we said was, you need to stop caping for this dude, because every time you justify him doing something silly, he makes you into a fool by doing exactly what we said he was going to do, and the opposite of what you said he'd do. The final straw should have been what he said to him on Twitter. Now, I was minding my business the other night, and someone sent that to me. I'm not on Twitter. And I said, is this real? That's the first thing I said. Is this real? He didn't say that to KO. KO's his friend. He didn't say that. Turns out he did. And I said, man, that's fucked up. I went live this morning. I switched my live around. And me and 503 cooked on it. We said, no, Tank is fucked up for that. That's what we were saying. Didn't I say in the beginning of my video, I said, I bet y'all thought this was a diss video. It's not. Now, the meme, I was joking. It's a joke. It's a joke. So now niggas is sensitive? Niggas is sensitive now? Wow. There's people around me that still watch him. I don't care who you watch. There's people that's told me, yo, man, that nigga said your name and it was disrespectful. I said, yo, let him say whatever he needs to say. Fuck GTD. He hasn't given me what I wanted as a supporter of sport of boxing. I support people that are actually making moves. Devin Haney's making moves. Deontay Wilder was making moves. Errol Spence was making moves. Bud Crawford went out here and busted a move and got shit done. I support the work. Tank is not doing the work. When did I become a villain for asking Mellow Yellow to do the work? I don't know. But here comes guys like Mag 7 and KO and a litness of other people. If y'all can make sense of that bullshit, have at you. Do I have hour-long streams dragging the name of any YouTuber? I addressed one motherfucker and he was white. And somehow a black person got involved in that, and I had to go straighten that out. Because you got people that sneak and watch and say, oh, yo, Drew was saying something about you. Oh, this guy said something about you, man. Get the fuck. They do it to me too. Yo, this man was saying something. I don't care. An unidentified flying DM comes to my virtual desk. Oh, this person was talking about you. I don't even know who the fuck you are. You just made your gram 2 days ago. I don't know you. Stop trying to get me to beef with people that look like me. I'll have none of it. I got shit to do. But let me tell you something about a guy like Knockout 86, and this leads to the title of Pep Talk. He's so vain. Who's my age in here? I know Jose, Trill Will, Derek Gaines. Some of you are my age. You remember a song? What was it, late 70s or early 80s? You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. See, if KO even thinks that you said something about him, he's on you. And it's so strange. It's like, nigga, I wasn't even talking about you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Snoop, what up? What are you talking about? Oh, because I said this and you thought I was talking about you? What? This nigga came in today. I let him on the platform. That's what we doing, Drew? Doing what? Defending you? What, you mad at the meme? What's worse? Me putting you in the meme, but the meme meant something. Or how you not even sneak this. You literally said my name on more than one occasion, nigga. Literally. Literally. And I ignored it. You did short videos about me. You did live streams and mentioned my name. I don't give a fuck. Yo, I did not. I ignored you. Eric Jordan, salute. I ignored you. Because that I'm not doing. I let you on the panel because I wanted to know, first of all, was Tank really talking to you? Oh, he was? Okay. Your thoughts? How the fuck you getting more mad at us for saying, look at this shit? And not mad at the person that violated you. And then I didn't know this video. Blue played it tonight. I'm still a fan? Time out.
Whoa! What the
What? What do you mean you're still a fan? The dude called you soft, and right now you're doing a stream about me, Blue, and Champside? Yo, dude, this speaks for itself. You're a yellow monkey. Let me park on that term yellow for a second. Are you upset at your complexion? I think he's one of those niggas with good hair. What's going on with you? Because I found out something else today. You told Thomas, because y'all spoke on the phone, did you tell him that I got people in the chat calling you Arab? Nigga, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Look, what's happening here is that he got so much shit coming at him in all directions. He don't know who's a friend and who's a foe or who just doesn't acknowledge him. I was one of those people. I wasn't a friend. That's his fault. I wasn't a foe. I don't try to be anyone's foe. I just didn't acknowledge him. I've ignored his bullshit for how long? And I didn't say anything. I tell y'all all the time, there's people I stop fucking with and y'all will never know until they make it known. When that shit happened with BFTB and KQKC, y'all didn't know. I stopped dealing with that nigga for a year. Literally a year. Almost to the date. And then when BF blew him up, y'all were like, huh? I said, well, there you go. I said, I knew that. Me and Stormy knew that. I didn't say shit. Because y'all going to have to see on your own. Misguided energy. That's what makes you sassy. But let me finish on this light skin shit, because I just said that just to say it. And then he went off the rails. He's done short videos about me and turned right around. I said, man, don't nobody fuck with you heavy like you think unless you talk about Tank. When you talk about anything else, niggas ain't here. For example, there was about 220 people in the chat today. You think I don't know those aren't Jerry Springer type of fanatics? Every morning I'll get 120 people in there because they fuck with me. That additional 100 that was from this morning, they don't fuck with me. I know that. They here for the drama. Well, don't get used to it. But I got a lab rat this little nigga. This nigga, he needs to be studied. Because that was very feminine, what he did. So when these sisters talk about sassy, I said, every time I turn around, these women are inventing a word to violate men. And I'm like, well, what are they dealing with? What kind of men are they dealing with? Well, it takes strength to walk away. I don't have a big ego. A lot of people talk about me. It's a badge of honor at this point. I don't care. I understand social media. I understand what it is to be a coward. Niggas see me in real life and it's a different story. And it's cool. I'm not out here for that. I'm talking boxing and they're talking about, he talking about me right now. Right now. Don't care. But here's the thing. What's the cause of the sassy male epidemic? Because what he did today was sassy. And that's what Pep Talk tonight is about. He clicked the link. I made because I didn't know he was going to click the link. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. He's not blocked on my channel, and I never took his wrench. Ever. Never did it. He had a falling out with me. He left. He did a short video, tried to bait me. I don't take the bait, nigga. You's a fucking child. And he behaved like one today. Then he comes in. This is what we doing? What are we doing? Who told you I was talking about you live? I got you. He's mad at the meme. These is jokes. But if you listen to the content, before I opened up the panel, me and 503 was getting on Tank for disrespecting one of his biggest supporters and smartest supporters. That's what we said. But when I opened up the panel, a lot of people that got a problem with him, they had their say. Abel, Mansa Musa, Freedom's March, Insane Talk, Mag 7, came through, whatever the fuck's going on with him. And I said, okay. And then when KO pulled up, I said, everyone be quiet. And I said, well, what's going on with you? Oh, this is what we doing? What? Defending? I was defending you. I opened up the panel. Everyone was in the chat. Open up the panel. Open up the panel. So I opened it up. Man, you been had a problem with those dudes, but I made them be quiet so I could listen to you. All he had to do was come in and say, well, Tank said what he said. All right. Your thoughts. And he could have explained himself there. And the reason why I'm saying he could have explained himself, well, you clicked your link. You clicked the link to do what? To argue or explain what's going on. Maybe you could have enlightened me. How many times when you heard me tell people, educate me? I don't know everything. I don't pretend that I do. You're already on the panel. Your thoughts. Then he gets mad, starts, wilding out, and he left. And I said, why you leave? Then he comes back and starts telling me what he's going to do tonight. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what you do any night. I ain't give a fuck about no short video. Nigga, 14 niggas sent it to me. I left it alone. I said, allow him to do him. What he has right now is a peanut gallery full of people that love drama. Now, do you want to play the black card with me? Mellow yellow lover? Light skin? For those of you that are not black, when we say to each other, quit acting light skin, do you know what that means? That means stop acting out of order. Stop acting like we not brothers and sisters. Every time I turn around, this nigga is going to a goddamn panel or trying to incite some sort of riot in defense of Tank Davis, who's the biggest nigga in boxing right now. And I'm talking about his demeanor, his attitude. And he's even fucked off his goddamn people who support him. And his supporters don't hold him to any standard. KO today, I just saw it because Blue played it. The motherfucker said, I'm still a fan after he violated you. Where are your balls, man? Where are your balls? What is going on here? What, bro, I could support a fighter, and I'm just using this as an example. If Bill Haney or Devin or Deontay, if they violated me like that, the next time I mention them, I'll be like, man, fuck that dude. Whatever, man. I don't fuck with him no more. I would say that. Oh, but Drew, you rode hard. Yeah, I did. I rode hard for those cats. And for them to do me like that, God's not a liar. Maybe there's something afoot. God has a plan for them. But I'm out that shit. My conscience is clear. But this motherfucker still holds Tank to this standard, which is no standard. And all me and Blue Blood and Champs I said was, look at that. Why'd he do that? To him of all people. And he got mad at us? What?
What?
He clicked the link. Explain yourself. Maybe I'm missing something. What? Explain yourself. He couldn't do it. Listen, I don't know what his rabbit ass obsession with me is. I don't get, well, there's a lot of niggas that got obsessions with me. Y'all think I be playing with those gay jokes? They're not really jokes. Look at what's said about me online. Look at it. That nigga, that dead nigga in Baltimore would stay real. I already told y'all what his problem was. Come to find out, all that jokes about my physique. Yeah, this is my response to Drew Titan, and he's on steroids and roid rage, and everything was about my big arms and my chest, and I never responded. Chat, did I ever respond to that guy? I said, no, there's something wrong with him. He's crazy. How do you handle that? Don't respond. He would get on panels, and they'll be talking about the sun, moon, and stars, and somehow I come up. I said, look, the nigga crazy. I don't have to respond to him. You know what happened? Long story short, I told this story a million times. The nigga died, and he was a brittle diabetic. And let me tell you how God is real. You know how we found out he died? It was right before I flew out to Vegas for Wilder Fury 3. Now I found out. Somebody on the gram that I know sent me a link to a video on his chat, and I text her, I DM'd her, and I said, I'm not giving this dude a view or anybody. I don't care. I'm not giving him nothing. Don't know. And Shorty said, no, you got to look at this and then read the comment section. I said, all right. Come to find out, he passed, and somebody was narrating the video. Everybody that was like, rest in power, your dad knew boxing, were all people that we blocked, and found out he was a brittle diabetic. So I said, wow, all this talk about me being on steroids, which he couldn't prove, and compliments on my not compliments, disrespect on my physique, which was odd to me, all of that just to find out he was a diabetic. He should have been asking me for health advice. Fuck my boxing opinion. And he died. I said, ain't that a flip? But you know why I'm pointing that out? His daughter was the one that revealed that information. You know why I'm making that point, that it was his daughter? Because a year before that, he did a video where he was talking to himself in the mirror. Some of y'all remember that. And he was talking about how he would sexually assault black fight fans' daughter. And we was about to call the police and everything else. We was like, yo, well, he can't do that. At the time, Black's daughter was underage, but you don't talk about you're gonna essay a woman, period. So that was our introduction to him. And how fitting that a year later, after talking about my physique, turns out he was a brittle diabetic, and after he was talking about he was gonna essay a young black girl, his daughter was the one that revealed to his audience that he died. Now let that marinate for a minute. God will not be mocked. What are y'all doing out here? I don't say things just to say it. When I say sometimes you don't have to lift a finger, you don't have to say anything. You think I'm playing? When I say things like time reveals all truth and a lie is nothing but the lowering to the truth, how many times has Tank Davis lied? And who's out here defending him? The usual suspects of these motherfuckers that are anti what we do here. And Tank has made them liars. And here he is. We're at the point where this dude violated someone who's instrumental in protecting whatever type of integrity you feel he has. Violated him. And the motherfucker still said, I'm still a fan. How do you look yourself in the motherfucking mirror? How? You still a fan? And you mad at us for saying, hey, what's Tank doing? He's violating you now? Oh, shut up. Y'all ever been in a cypher and somebody's snapping and then you laughing like, oh, that was a good one. And the motherfucker that got cooked looks at you. Oh, what the fuck you laughing at? Nigga, why? Whoa. Don't look over here. He said it and everybody thought it was funny. But you know what I noticed about things like that? The person that he put his attention on, they've been wanting to get at you for a long time. Because when KO jumped off, you know what you didn't hear? You might not have heard it. He said, fuck you and your crew. Something to that effect. I heard it. Oh, who's my crew? Fuck you and your people. Who's my people? The people on the panel, the LDBC. Now I know he's macho now. I don't give a fuck. Fuck anybody. Fuck it. Okay, yeah, cool. It's been done. It's been done. But he always wanted to do that. So when 78 gets on here and say, yo, people like to buddy up with us, grow their shit, and then they flip. He ain't the first one. He's not going to be the last. There's been mad people that buddied up to us. And you just notice, you might not see him around anymore. It might dawn on you. You're like, hey, what happened to so? Yeah. You won't hear from me. I ain't got to say it. If you don't catch it, it don't need to be said. These dudes reveal themselves. Dapper Don's in that super chat salute. He says, black women love calling well put together, high cerebral, productive, nonsense black men sassy and gay for not agreeing with their foolishness. Funny thing is, there are more LGBTQ black women than black men. True story. And I'm wondering about Knockout Boxing 86. Because that was some sassy shit. I mean, his ego's out of control. Out of control. But let me get back to this, though. He told my boy, I got people in the chat calling him Arab. I never did that. And then I learned today that, Mr. Shelton be on his ass. And I saw some of the shorts, and he had, every time we do a video with him, there's a fucking turban on his head a few times. And I'm like, what's that about? And I never thought about it. But until today, I'm like, oh, shit. He does look kind of Arab, don't he? Well, he got some shit going on. And I'm saying that to say this. There's a lot of black people that grew up around black people, but they're mixed to the point where it's noticeable. It's like you talk like us, and but your hair different. You're like 8 shades lighter than everybody else. What's going on with you? Then you find out somebody white or Latin or whatever. And I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying there's something wrong with that. But what I'm saying is some people grow up and they're sensitive to that. So I don't know what that is. When I call them light skin, ain't the first time I use that term. It's the first time I use it on him. But I wasn't making reference to what he got going on in his bloodline. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Ain't the first time I've said that to somebody. When you're acting out accordingly, when you're not acting accordingly, I say, man, quit acting light-skinned, man. Why are you fussing with me? What is that? What is that? Every asshole on YouTube that had a problem with me, I promise you I ain't started. Promise you. It's that nigga. Now let's get down to it. Why is he sassy? What the fuck was that? Why you got to get on here when you could have talked to me? Just Sparks, salute. And if I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. When you could have talked to me, I'd have muted everybody. You've been wanting to talk to me for months. This morning, we could have got to the business. And like I told you, he wouldn't have liked it. You can't word salad me. You can't out-debate me. You can't. He actually sucks at it. There's a such thing called being an articulate idiot. What he likes to do is just argue. But if you speak with enough conviction, you could be dead wrong and still win the debate. Do you know that? Do you know that? Yeah. That don't fly here because I stick to the facts. The fact is, we've all been right about Tank Davis. That's a fact. And this is going back to when Lamont Roach was supposed to fight him, and they were supposed to go to Dallas, and Blue made the call. All y'all niggas got in y'all feelings. I said, wait a minute. Keep it simple. He called somebody. Whoever that was answered the phone. And they told him what they told him. I had niggas calling me, yo, you got to be careful, Drew. Why are you telling me to be careful? Be careful of what? Yo, man, you my brother, and I love you, but you got to be careful of blue blood. What do you mean? People in front offices, they don't tell people who answer the phone what's going on as far as events like that. Well, they have him answering the phone for some reason, and they have to tell him what to say if someone calls and asks for information. And all the dude on the phone said, I know what's been said online, but as of right now, there's nothing booked. And then Blue said, is there anything booked for the week? And the dude on the phone said no. Now I said it is boxing and things are subject to change. But I said for now, Blue is just getting answers. That's it. He's connected. He can give us answers while we're wandering around and like, what's going on? Y'all motherfuckers. And now if Dan Raphael got on his social media and made that same call, y'all wouldn't have questioned it because you niggas are conditioned. But I find it very, very strange that y'all question Blue because of your unconditional love for Tank. And what was the bottom line? Did the fight happen in Houston? And all I told the motherfuckers that was saying that to me, I said, well, look, we're going to wait and see. We're looking for answers. He's the only one given to us. And what happened? The fight didn't happen in Houston, which led to another litany of questions. Well, they can't secure, Houston, the Toyota Center? Wait, hold on. What's going on with the PBC? What's going on to that 7-fight deal? And that opened up Pandora's box. And all we did was ask questions. And then here come KO getting on Blues Live, cutting down the person who answered the phone. And y'all don't know it. Like KO knows what Blue knows. It was ridiculous. But what was the bottom line? Did the fight happen in Houston? No. Now what? Did any one of these motherfuckers say, yo, Blue, you know what? You tried about that. Did anyone say that? I appreciate that one, dude. Did anybody say that? No, they just say what they say and get the fuck out. Salute to the Audacity podcast. My brother One Deep in that cash app. He says, knocked out TV on live right now saying that he would fold y'all, but he's gonna keep it boxing. I told him I don't know about the others, but you're definitely not folding Drew Titan. Man, listen, it's been done, bro. It's been done. And he might want to keep it boxing because he's out here looking silly, man. Tank didn't tell me I'm being soft. His idol told him. The person he's been out here justifying everything. He said to him, "You're soft." And I read that, and me and 503, this morning said, "Tank, you wrong for that. Tank, you wrong for that." That's what we said. I suspect that somebody hit him up, a troublemaker, because there's a lot of that, and said, "Yo, they talking about you." He pulled up and saw his fucking face. If y'all missed it this morning, the meme this morning was the scene from The Incredibles, the first one, where Syndrome was a boy running around following Mr. Incredible, and Mr. Incredible finally had enough and told him to take his ass home, and he created a supervillain. And he went home, and he looked up at the picture and ripped the picture of Mr. Incredible off his wall, because Mr. Incredible was his favorite. And then he made a supervillain. He went from being his favorite to, "Yo, I'm obsessed because I'm going to not only kill you, but I'm going to kill every superhero." So I took KO's face and put it on Syndrome's face, and I put Tank's face on Mr. Incredible's face and made him rip the damn picture off. It's like hip hop. It was a bar. It's made to be funny. But if you listen to the live, me and 503 were like, "Yo, that's some bullshit. And this is what we're talking about, Tank." And I said in the live, I bet y'all thought this was going to be a roast session on KO. I said that. I said, this ain't a diss video. I'm actually sticking up for KO. At any point this morning did I say, "Aha, KO, look what he did to you"? Did I say that at all? Even after he came and left twice, I didn't say that. I didn't use that opportunity to applaud Tank. No. I don't operate by the enemy of my enemy is my friend. No, fuck Tank. And he did it to a person that helps him online. What did I say about Andre Ward when he said, hold on, my daddy white"? Nigga, your mama black. What are you talking about, bro? Yo, man, we protect you online when they talk all shit. And you know what he said? "I don't need your protection. I ain't asked for that." Fuck you then, Andre. That doesn't take away from the fact that he was a dog in the ring. He's a Hall of Fame fighter, and he retired undefeated. His attitude towards the people that protected him, his black people. And then, you know what? I'll take it a step further. We protect people when it's right. So to say I ain't asked for all of that, man, fuck you then. But I'm going to do it because it's the right thing to do. That's what I'm saying. I didn't clown KO at all. I said Tank is wrong and that's fucked up. I didn't get on here laughing, and I laid the groundwork, Paul Carrick salute, and I said, that man has disrespected me on his channel. That man has tried to call me out just to argue with me. I never responded. And through all of that, that man has dropped my name, my LDBC brothers' names, and through all of that, I kept it Gucci. I took the high road mad times. And here we have a situation with a guy that I rock, salute, brother. Eric Jordan, salute. Paul Carrick, salute. Beezy, what up? Chief, what up? The guy that he protects, who he doesn't know, who's never given him an interview, violated him. And I got on my live and said, Tank is wrong. Look how he does his fans. It ain't the first time. And then you come to my goddamn live like I did something to you. Quit acting light-skinned. Do y'all understand it now? Now, I think it goes a little deeper than acting light-skinned. I think he being sassy. Stormy, salute. Now, sassy, it's a term that's used. This is the Google term of sassy. Lively, bold, and full of spirit. Cheeky. Used in a sentence, Tony was smart and sassy and liked to pretend she was a hard nut. Read it yourself. Pause. Blue Blood Sports TV in the building. Salute. Abdullah, salute. Read it yourself. Read it yourself. I'll read it again. Tony was smart and sassy and liked to pretend she was a hard nut. What's it? Where's my goddamn?
What the fuck?
A hard nut? That's what it says. Lively, cheeky. What else it said? Bold, full of spirit. Man, when that nigga walk, his fucking probably his booty clap. What's his problem? If y'all don't see that this dude has a problem by now, after what Tank said, he's on his treadmill talking about, hey, I'm still a fan. There's nothing but men in this chat right now. If Tank Davis, if any fighter said this shit to you, would you say you're still a fan? Any of you? I got to show I have heart. What to your soft ass? You just made me laugh out fucking loud. Called him soft. Oh yeah? You got one time to violate me. Ain't no coming back from that. Ain't no coming back from that. Tank been a crash out. And you motherfuckers would rather stick to your guns and protect this kid rather than hold his feet to the goddamn flames. And that is a sad state of affairs. That is sad. All the smoke for the people that are saying, hey man, we told you about this kid. We told you about his attitude, and now he's getting into this fight against everyone's better judgment after y'all said he wasn't going to do it. And when y'all calling him out on it, he basically telling y'all to eat his nuts. And then you come to my live stream. That's what we doing? Like we talk. The motherfucker kicked in the door like he caught his girl cheating. That's what we doing? That's what we doing? Wait till later. I'm waiting. I don't give a fuck about the dude. You know why I don't care? I don't watch the nigga. I don't know what he says because I don't watch. I'm not there. What's he mean? Oh, this is going to be the bomb and I'm going to do. Nigga, okay. Do it. You'll have 300 people in there and all of them are Mag 7. And if you know, you know. Every last one of them. That's not a flex. But don't talk about Tank for 1 month. See how your views drop. Look, I ain't ashamed to say it. When I talk about certain things, then others, the views are different. I ain't ashamed to say it. The most money I've made, I ain't gonna give you, well, I said a number in the past. If you know, you know. But at the height of the Fury Wilder shit, oh man, I killed like 2 credit cards, paid them off. Like when I saw what I was making at the end of the month, I said, oh shit. Do you know there was like 5 months in a row where I made more on YouTube than I did on my job? Took the family on vacation. I said, damn. So I know Blue Blood's killing it. I know, bro. I'll just say this, man. You know what? I ain't gonna say that. Salute to Blue. Rob, what up? Blue has been the friendliest, put me up on game. The day one when I met my brother Blue was at a Devin Haney fight. And he said, yo, you want to come in the back? We can meet Bill. And treated me like he knew me all his fucking life. That's why I get upset when people that don't know him and just have a problem because he's keeping it real with a fighter that you want to get on your knees for, and they talk bad about him. I say, they don't know this brother. I know him. There's not a time where I've called him and he answered the phone and he didn't give me time. I've asked him about YouTube shit. We just chopped it about life shit. When there was big channels talking shit about me and I was still relatively new to this YouTube space, I had to call them and ask, like, yo, how do I handle that? I mean, is it going to be a problem when I see these dudes? And Blue said, chances are you ain't going to see these niggas. And when they see you, they're going to make sure you don't see them. Because they ain't built like that. I said, oh, it's that? But I said, Blue, I'm not on here looking to throw hands with nobody. What are they doing? He said, yo, this space is very competitive. And when they see you getting traction, they think to boost their views and shit like that is to take money out of your pocket and put it in theirs. That's why this nigga runs around debating everything. If that's what you want to do and that works for you, fine, build your channel. Don't let me step on you. I don't step on anybody. Don't let me get in your way. I don't operate like that. When have you heard me do a live stream about him? When have you heard me get on here and be like, yeah, you know, fuck that nigga, knock out 80? I never did that. When him and BF fell out last year, I called BF. And I said, yo, you all right? Because I know that was his man. And he said, yo, I'm good. I said, yo, what happened? And he told me what happened. And I said, yo, and you can ask BF. I said, I hope y'all work that out. That's what I said. I didn't call him Joe Townsend salute. I ain't call him like, yo, fuck that nigga. You see what I mean about? I ain't do none of that. I'm behind the scenes trying to squash more beef. Dude, what did I tell y'all about Tay and BF? How do you think that happened? Who created the meeting of the minds to solve that issue? Me. I'm out here trying to create the peace. I get frustrated when I see black people fighting over this. I would love to be cool with everyone that got my name in their mouth. The first time I saw Malachi, I said, yo, who is that? LDBC killer. And I asked him in there, I said, I don't know him. What we do to him? He said, nothing. I said, so what is this? He said, look, this is what people are gonna do. I said, what? You know what? Why ask why? Why ask why? Really analyze, why is Knockout Boxing 86 in his feelings? Why? Something that I did? Did I do that to him on Twitter? Or was it Tank? So when I drop the link, he clicks the link. I'm the fucking problem? And I said, hold on. What's going on? Nah, fuck that. Y'all have a good show. And he left. Huh? I said, no, why'd you leave? Let's straighten it out. Then he comes back. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. When I drop my video tonight, it's going to be nuclear. I said, oh, well, hold on. What? I want to talk about this tweet. Why he say that to you? What did you say? Was it really for you? Let's talk about it. And he left again. He really act like he caught his girl cheating on him. Yo, bitch, what? That's what we doing? You let that nigga buy you a Whopper with cheese on it? Oh, that's all right. Because I'm going to get on my social media and I'm going to drag you. And newsflash, fellas, let me give you a bit of advice. If that ever happens to you, let her go. Because at that point, there's nothing. Don't even approach her. She's made her choice. She's not yours. But that's what this nigga did. And we weren't acting like bitches. We weren't acting like bitches. I opened up the panel because I know there's people that want to cook them, but me and 503 wasn't on that. But I let him on. Now, if he was in the chat the whole time, all he had to do was say, nah, man, blah, 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 blah. I just say, hold on, I'll drop you the link. Come up here. And let's get it straight. Y'all know that's how I work. It's been real funny. You know, Tank's crash out has brought out the sassy niggas. Knocked out acting sassy. Mag 7 is just retarded. That's what he is. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. That's more than a speech impediment, bro. I was just listening to him on BFTB's panel. That shit is cringe as hell. It's cringe. Wild shit. See, cool, what up? And I'm like, wait, what's going on here? How many people I've led up to my panel to talk about this and they've acted crazy? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And you know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad. I don't give a fuck. You know, as far as I'm concerned, KO is black, but he got some other shit going on where he might have been dealing with some bullshit growing up because he's black, but his hair texture is different. And Mr. Shelton is putting turbans on his head in every goddamn meme. And I didn't know what that was. And then he said it. Oh, Drew got people in there calling me Arab. I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't know nothing about that. So he might have been dealing with something growing up. I don't know. I don't know. But the way he crashed out today, fuck you and your crew. No, you could have just kept it at me. But just remember, you was on the panel. We could have talked. You wanted to talk to me? Here it is. Here it is. As long as you're respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. You gonna get on some fuck shit, I'd have cursed you out and blocked you. And he's still not blocked. And he still got a wrench. Because he'll be back because he likes to argue. Who likes to argue? Women. Or boys that are raised by single women. If you was man enough to click the link, why aren't you man enough to have a conversation? I wasn't going to let anybody intervene. You came up to give us a tongue lashing. We're adults here. I'm older than him. I think I might have been the oldest person on the panel. I'm older than Bill Haney. I'm older than Brian Norman Sr. There's certain things that I got to take the lead on. When I saw my brother BF and Tay Jones have a problem, I had to put on my OG hat and say, look, let's talk. Because I don't like this. I don't like this. And I ain't gonna, get too deep into it. Just know it was a misunderstanding. It was just what I thought. It was a miscommunication over something that was said. That's all it was. And we laughed about it. Can you believe that shit? But this nigga runs around YouTube picking fights with people, call himself a debater. What does Champ call it? The Chitlin circuit. He runs around picking fights with people in defense of a dude that called him soft. And then he says, I'm still a fan. But somehow, we're the problems? What the... Wait a minute.
What?
That boy got mental problems. That boy got unresolved issues. That boy got problems. That boy got unresolved issues. That's what he got. He got unresolved issues, and it's deeper than boxing. Somehow, some way, him arguing is therapeutic because he got some other shit going on. Nobody does what. Yo, listen, y'all heard our brother BFTB say, yo, debating is therapeutic for him. You know what BFTB's excuse is, and it makes perfect sense? Let me see how many of y'all listen. He said, I like debating. I like getting things off my chest because it's therapeutic. Do y'all know what that means? when something is therapeutic? It makes you feel good because it soothes your mind or your body for something that happened. When you work out and you injure yourself, you have something called physical therapy. You write songs, it's therapeutic for your brain. BFTB saw live combat defending this country. He's seen people die. If y'all don't know, that fucks with you. So he comes on here, he loves boxing, and he lets it out. That's therapeutic. What's KO's excuse for behaving sassy? Because that was some sassy shit. That was sassy as hell. But how he's behaving, it's an epidemic. Montemusa, I see you, brother. Blue collar guy, salute. Yo, it's an epidemic. I see a lot of boys acting like this. But ain't that boy a married man? How the fuck are you acting like this? So it's deeper than me telling him, quit acting light-skinned. Now I'm starting to think it's something else. Nigga, you need therapy. Like how I told, I tell all these women, everything's not for the internet. Instagram and TikTok and all this shit, that's not therapy. Go dig in your pockets and pay money to talk to a professional. Ladies, find a male therapist. Don't find a female that's going to stroke your ego and have an articulate way to tell you that you're right when your body counts over 2,000 and you're only 22 years old. We're not doing that. Get help. Seek help. Seek help. This nigga needs help. Because that when I thought about it today, I said, hold on, that wasn't normal. Isn't he Mr. Click the Link? Last time he was in my chat, he said, I bet you won't drop that link though. I dropped it. He clicked it. And he came on and got all belligerent and then left. I didn't kick him off. And then he came back, did the same thing and left again. What happened, man? I thought we was going to have a dialogue. Maybe that tweet wasn't for you. Educate me. Instead, it's, no, I'm going to get on my live and I'm going to talk shit about Champside, Blue Blood, and Drew Titan. And let me tell you how retarded that is. Champside got over 130,000 subs, right? Baddest brand in the land. Blue Blood got over 230,000 subs, right? Dude, I got 9,205 subs. 200,000, 100,000, 9,000. Why the fuck am I in the same sentence as those two men? Please explain. Nah, insane talk. I don't want to turn it into a dumping on, and salute to you, brother. I don't want to, I'm making a point here. I'm not trying to dump on him mindlessly. This isn't a roast session. You feel me? I'm not roasting him. I'm making a point because I had all day to think about this. And I started to ignore him again. But I had about 2 conversations today. And I said, no. This is a pep talk. Because there's something wrong with him. And I'm not just saying that. What grown man gets called soft and says, hey man, I'm still a fan. But then you turn into the people that say, hey man, we told you about Tank. What's that about? You got more fire for people that you even speak to than the nigga you fucking glorify. Do y'all know what obsession is? Yo, fam, let me take y'all back to junior high school or elementary school. I came up in the 80s. We had something called Right On magazine, Fresh magazine. This was before Ratchet. What up, brother? This was before Double XL and whatever. Right? They had the posters in there. You better not say anything bad about Al B. Shaw when Night and Day dropped, and I would buy the Right On magazine because I wanted to know what's going on in the hip-hop scene. All those chicks wanted was the poster of New Edition and Al B. Shaw and anybody else they thought was cute. There was chicks ready to throw hands over Al B. Shaw. But you see, that made sense. We was in junior high school, and everybody on stage was their boyfriend. Oh, that's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. We were kids. We were kids. But it made sense. You're a kid. You're infatuated. You're dancing to the music. When you're a grown-ass man with a whole wife, and then they try and mystify the whole process and say stupid shit like, all you do is talk about Tank. Last week, all I did was talk about Bud and Canelo, and these niggas weren't here. Fredo says, Knockout has almost 1,000 people. Good, those are Jerry Springer fans. You know what, Fredo? You need to go there, be with them. Y'all get rid of Fredo for me, because this is what I'm talking about. He's afraid to show his face, and he loves friction. So go listen to the cook over there. You see how that works? Go over there. Go over there. He has more subs than me, but meanwhile, he's talking about me. Does that make sense? You see what I mean? Feminine. Feminine. You see what he did? That's what women do. Fredo, you're a bitch. You have a pussy, a whole pussy. Just like Tank. Tank ain't no pussy. Why ain't fight Teofimo Lopez? Why ain't fight Devin Haney? Why ain't fight Shakur? That was unification right there. Keyshawn Davis came through. Why ain't fight him? But you got a troublemaker and Fredo, Alfredo sauce, talking about what he's doing over there. Good, go over there. I'm glad I could be of service. Blue Blood got over 200,000 subs. Champ Side got over 100,000 subs. I have a measly 9,205 subs. And somehow I'm in the same sentence as him. How? 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 Quality over quantity. I'm good with the little 70 people I have watching me right now. You know why? Because I'm speaking like an adult. All he's trying to do is roast. But he's nothing but a monkey born in 1986 with an identity problem. See, I figured him out. Matter of fact, I figured him out a while ago. And what did I do? I left him alone. And all I got on here and said was like, yo, what the fuck? Why is Tank talking to him like that? And me and 503 Lion, we were simply saying, Tank is wrong for that. He clicks the link. That's what y'all doing? Nigga, you and your feelings over a meme? Look past the meme, man. I'm just joking. What the fuck? Then he leaves and comes back. Oh, well, you could have hit me up if you had a problem. I love it when niggas do that. It's not the first time I heard that. Niggas got a problem with me. Niggas doing live streams about me. And then in the event that I do talk to them, oh, you could have called me if you had a problem. I ain't had no problem. Why I got to call you? You the one doing a goddamn 4-hour live stream about me. If you had a problem, there was nothing but space and opportunity to reach out to me. Maybe it's maybe it's a misunderstanding. Niggas run to the internet before they reach out and have a conversation like men. Nigga got right on the panel today. Oh, you could have reached out to me. Nigga, no, fuck that. You did a whole video about me. If you ain't like what I said to you in my chat, you could have DM'd me. You could have emailed me. You could have hit up BF and we could have had a conference call. And you could have said, hey, man, I felt disrespected today. Maybe I had to apologize. I don't know. We could have got to it. But you want to run to the internet like the rest of these sassy ass fucking kids today. The internet is not therapy, nigga. I don't know what you got going on. Go get help. Seriously. Even this show is not what you think. I ain't got to go ahead and clown him and, do all of this. I ain't got to do all of that. I'm a fucking adult. He's the one with the problem, not me. He's the one with the problem. It ain't me. It's really not. Exactly, Jose. Nigga, did y'all peep? I don't know where it was at, but he was on the panel talking about why he fucked with Tank, and he just got, I don't know, in the character or something. Yeah, I fuck with Tank because he got knockout power. I identify with his upbringing. He said something to that effect. I said, whoa, and I heard that. I said, you identify with his upbringing. What is he, a boxer? Is KO box? Or what is he talking about? Upbringing, because every time I turn around, people talking about how Tank grew up fucked up. His parents were fucked up. They were both crackheads, and the OGs took him off the street and put his ass in the gym. I said, great job by the OGs, but did they teach him any etiquette? But wait a minute. Why do you identify with Tank? His upbringing, well, his parents had a drug habit. What's up with you? You see what I mean? Seek help. And I don't know what he got going on. But when you say things like, I identify with his upbringing, he said something like that. But I said, whoa. What do I always say? When is that going to stop being our story? When I came up, and there was a couple of guys, or one or two or three guys that grew up in fucked up situations, like they were on welfare, and daddy wasn't home for whatever reason, they hid that. Yo, man, we always go to my house. Why can't we go to your house? Oh, nah, my mom said I can't have no company. Then you find out mom is a single mother and she on welfare. She got the old book of food stamps and they only got ramen noodles everywhere and a pack of Franks and canned vegetables because she's doing it by herself. They don't want us to know. It's like, man, why this nigga, he only got 2 pair of jeans? Yo, see, today he got the blue ones. Tomorrow he's going to have the black ones. And then the day after that, he's going to have the blue ones. Because he didn't come from a 2-parent household. He was on welfare. And it was embarrassing to him. Now, being broke and ignorant is like a badge of honor. So when you say you identify with somebody, that's cool. But why are you celebrating that story? KO has a problem. If y'all didn't see that today, I don't know what to tell you. And for you to say you identify with Tank, you fucks with Tank because of his upbringing, whatever the fuck you said, you need to go sit down and talk to a professional. Because if me asking why Tank Davis that you said you identify with and you fuck with, who violated you on social media for everybody to see, for you to get mad at 3 people that say, wait, that's fucked up, to the point where you try to attack us, you're really worried about the wrong shit. You are really worried about the wrong shit. But I can't raise you. I can't raise you. That was the job of your parents. The only question I have is, did they raise you? What part of this I identify with Tank are we talking about here? Did your parents raise you? Or did your grandparents raise you? Did you have a daddy in your house? What kind of mother did you have? Are you mixed? Did kids make fun of you for being mixed? I've seen that. Ugly duckling shoe. I've seen that. I've seen it. It's deeper than boxing with that kid. For him to be live right now, going off on me, Blue, and Champ side, what are you really mad at? Because here's the bottom line. Tank said something about him. All we did was say, look at that. That's fucked up. All I said this morning was, that's fucked up. I told my audience, I bet y'all thought this was going to be a roast session. It's not. This further proves that Tank is an asshole and he don't even appreciate his fans. Does he know what kind of fan he has in KO? Does he know? No. But be mad at me though. That's cool. Be mad at me. What, you mad at the meme? Yeah, the meme was funny. Y'all remember the story when Roy Jones pushed up on Fat Joe? You know what he pushed up on Fat Joe for? A bar. Even Roy Jones was forced to lean back in the Lean Back remix. Roy took that personal and he saw him. And he said, what the fuck you mean? Even Roy Jones had to lean back. And Joe had to tell him, yo, look, you know I ain't gonna fight you. They ain't gonna work out for me. But these dudes right here in this club, I think it was in a club, you know, you may get that punch off, but your career's over. You know, these niggas gonna jump on you. They see us talking, but as soon as they see me fall, they gonna get you. He told the story. That's what he said. But Roy got mad over a bar. That's my point. It's hip hop. It's hip hop. That happens. I remember I was listening to a freestyle Slaughterhouse, and I think it was Crooked Eye. And one of the bars he had was, he's Floyd Mayweather, Paul Williams, and Chad Dawson. You know why he said that? Because when he wrote that, at the time, all of them was undefeated. He's Floyd Mayweather, Paul Williams, and Chad Dawson. All rolled up in one. It's niggas trash talking. You should be wanting to sleep in the bed I was jacking off in. It was a bar. It's hip hop. It's the internet. These just jokes. I got one all lined up for tomorrow. It's funny. And yes, I'm clowning Tank because Tank is an asshole. Literally told his fans, go to hell. Do you know Tank fans are equivalent to MAGA? Y'all know that, right? Grab him by the pussy. And white women still ran to the polls and voted for him. You know why? Because white women are on code. So what are you saying? Tank fans are on code. Tank could literally say what he says, stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and nothing will happen. Didn't Trump say that? Tank Davis literally, virtually got on Fifth Avenue and shot KO, and KO said, I'm still a fan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tank fans, MAGA fans, same shit. This dude, never forget that this moment in time, this really happened. My phone was blowing up yesterday night, and I said, what is this? What is this? What is this? I don't understand. Niggas text me, KO put out a video holding Tank accountable. I said, that's good. They said, read it. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, wait, that's Tank responding to his video? They said, yeah. And I said, that's fucked up. I said, does he know KO? I mean, no. So why would he do that? Why would he say that to him? Why? But you know what's worse? That's not the bad part. That's not the bad part. Because Tank's a dick. We know that. The bad part is how KO said, I'm still a fan. What's the cause of the sassy male epidemic? Single moms, men not being in real men not being in their sons' lives. And every time I turn around and look at these panels with these women, you know, talking to these dudes, and they was talking about he's sassy, and it's overused. But when I hear them, I ask, where they meeting these dudes at? Where they meeting these dudes at? Who are these dudes? Who are these dudes? Well, there you go. What happened with KO this morning was a collapse in discipline. If he wanted to pull up, he could have pulled up and we could have had the conversation. And I know him, he would have tried to take it everywhere and, you know, but what about this and move the goalposts? It don't work. It does not work with me. I'd have kept him right here. That comment, what's up with that? We told you about this nigga. Are you offended? He'd have said no. I'm still a fan. All right. And then he'd have brought up something about he's going to break the Devin Haney glass. It's something that Andre Ward said and something that somebody said. Look, I ain't talking about that. I asked about how you feel defending this dude, and he finally responded to you, and that's what he had to say. And you said you was okay. Conversation over. You are who we thought you were, who we know you are. And that nigga sassy because he came on the panel, he started bitching and moaning, he left, and then came back and did the same thing, and just to say, oh, I'm gonna cook y'all tonight. Dude, I'm not around for none of y'all cooks. I'm not around for it. None of your cooks, you know, ain't the first time you don't talk shit about somebody. No one cares. I don't care. And let me address what he said when he was in my comment section, when he was in the chat. He said, fuck you and your people. That's what he said. Fuck you and your crew, something like that. I'm going to assume it was deeper than the people I had on my panel. Nigga, we helped you, motherfucker. Especially BFTB. And the first time y'all had a spat, you were wrong. I know all about it. You were wrong. And I never aired it out because it's not my business to air out. But I know all about it. You was fucking wrong and you got in your feelings. Y'all had an agreement. And you got mad that he found you saying something, I don't know, maybe a year prior. And then you were saying something totally different a few months or a year later. And he put you on blast for it, told you if you could go into my content and find the same thing, air it out. He did it to you, and then you said he sneak dissed you. Come to find out, y'all had a fucking agreement. Now, I know I just said I wasn't gonna, you know, but fuck it. We messy now, right? Fuck it. Fuck it. That's what happened. Ain't nobody sneak dissed you. Come to find out, yeah, because I didn't understand it either. I said, oh shit. Come to find out you had an agreement. That's what I was told. And then y'all had a little rift. And that's when I called BF and said, yo, y'all good? You good? All right. I didn't involve myself. I didn't get on here, yo, fuck fuck these niggas and this LDBC. I never, y'all never hear me say no shit like that. I minded my business. And they eventually worked it out. And that was the end of it. I left it alone. But since then, you jumped up on Blue's panel and you've been on you just running around debating because you need someone to argue with. That's why I say you need help, nigga. Light skin. And this Tank Davis and KO shit, this is light on light crime. Because both y'all niggas is ignorant. BFA sneak diss you, and when I saw that, I took that and I put it in my locker. And I said, okay, I ain't gonna forget this. Something else gonna happen. And now here we are. Tank did something to him. All we said was, look at this shit. Dude, I didn't even do what Blue Blood did. Blue Blood put you on blast because you've been talking shit about him. Champside put you on blast because you've been talking shit about him. I didn't even say shit about you. All I said was, look at this. I made a joking meme, and me and 503 got on here and started talking about how Tank was wrong for doing that to you. And somehow we're the villains? Misguided. Your daddy should have taught you better. I'm not even here to get you right. Your dad failed. In your words, you said you identified with Tank. Tank had OGs in his life. Nothing about his daddy. I heard that the man was on drugs. I heard his mom was on drugs. I heard Kenny and Cal put him in the gym and they basically raised him. That's what I heard. So if that's what you identify with, that's why you're fucked up. And that's why you identify with Tank and he can say whatever he wants to say to you and you put up with it and you're still a fan. This nigga fucking clobbered you on social media and you're a fan. What? That's what he said. I'm still a fan. What the fuck? With that one tweet, I never said anything remotely close to violate Knockout Boxing 86 until he came up here and showed his ass this morning. Never did. Boxing Fan times 4 in that super chat, he said, I was listening to his cook. It was nothing new that hasn't been said before. The only thing is that he sneaked this 78. He's been sneak dissing us. Like I said, people say shit, bro. I know, brother. This nigga been sneak dissing us. Watch this. You know why I can't sneak diss him? Because I never know what the fuck he says. Unless he pops up on Champ Side or Blue Blood or 78. And then I hear it. I can't sneak diss him because I don't watch him. I have no data. He said some stupid shit a while ago, and I said, well, let me back off of him. And then I'm in here asking again about what something that Tank did, and he pops up in the chat talking crazy. I'm like, nigga, what are you doing? I'm working here. Man, stop. I'm not entertaining your bullshit. I bet you won't drop that link, though. I bet you're right. I'm not going back and forth with you for what? You can't make sense of nothing this nigga does. And here he is. Okay, the fight between him and Lamont Roach was supposed to happen in Houston. Didn't happen. After arguing with Blue, didn't happen. Oh, man, he's supposed to fight at such and such a date. Remember that? Didn't happen. Oh, the rematch is happening on this date. Remember the Lamont Roach rematch? None of that happened. None of it happened. Lamont Roach says he's going to find a way to get out this fight. I'm like, well, I hope not. What happened? He got into a fight, all right, with his baby moms.
What?
And then what did Lamont Roach say? Didn't I tell you he was going to find a way to get out this fight? I said, damn. Shit. What are the odds? And then when he works that out, we getting Jake Paul. After Blue Blood said, yo, he ain't fighting Shakur. He ain't even rematching Lamont Roach. He's fighting Jake Paul. Blue, you're hating. Blue, you're hating. Who's he fighting right now? Jake motherfucking Paul. Oh, yeah, Jose, I know. Yep. Now he's fighting Jake Paul. Every time y'all wanted to call Blue Blood a liar, it fell short. From Houston, from the Toyota Center, to the Lamont Roach rematch, to the actual first fight date, to the second fight date, to Jake Paul, who's been right. And who's been standing against him the whole time? KO. And he's been wrong every time. And now KO says, hey, man, whatever he said in the video, because I haven't watched it. I just saw the still shot. And then this motherfucker, Mellow Yellow, gets a hold of it and says what he says to him. And I said, man, that is fucked up. So I said, well, how can I make a statement? Because KO got, as a man, he got to be angry at him. I'm not saying he got to throw Tank away. I'm just saying he got to stand on 10 toes down on what he said. So I said, oh shit, that scene in The Incredibles with Syndrome rips the goddamn picture, the poster of Mr. Incredible off his wall. I said, let me put my nigga Knockout, his face on, it was just a goddamn joke. And this morning, if you remember my opening dialogue, I told y'all, he said some bullshit about me. I let it go. But this ain't about no get back. This ain't about no, aha, look at what your hero said. I didn't do that not once this morning, did I? Did I say, oh, man, look, aha, yeah. No, I could have. But I'm not petty like that. I didn't get on here and clown him for that. 503 hit me on a text. He says, yo, I'm off from work. Can I cook with you this morning? I said, absolutely, brother. He didn't know what we was talking about. And when he got up here, I said, hey, man, this ain't no aha moment. This is a bit of a, I told you so. But we said Tank was wrong for that. That's what we said. I didn't clown that dude. Oh, yeah, Prince, he was attacked? This is what I'm saying. He acting like a white woman now. He acting like a Karen right now. Karen boxing, oh my God, bro, don't get me started. Karen boxing 86. Karen boxing 86. Matter of fact, Abel, when he clicked the link, Mana Masamusa, Abel, when he clicked the link, Abel was in the middle of cooking them, and I said, well, he's in the chat, and didn't I tell y'all all to chill? I said, wait a minute. Knockout, wait a minute. I was trying to get order. How many times I told people on the panel, shut up? I was trying to get order. I wanted him to say what he had to say. Did I not? He was not attacked. He came in to my business. And if he was listening, he'd have knew that me and 503 was defending him. But he has attacked people. He's attacked 78. He's attacked me. He even attacked BFTB. He's attacked Blue Blood. He's attacked Champside. He wasn't attacked. I told everybody, shut up. I told everybody, shut up. Be quiet. That's what I did. He wasn't attacked. I kept the dogs off of him. Yeah, well, he could be on a rampage. That's what Karens do. They start all this shit, and when someone goes upside their fucking head, now all of a sudden it's, oh, you did this to me. Ain't no one do shit to him. Is he on that rampage talking about how Tank violated him? But he's still a fan though, right? Ain't nobody did shit to him in the Strong House. I had it under control. Tank attacked him. Cameron boxing 86. Man, fuck out of here. He's the victim now, right? Right. Y'all could go fucking watch it yourself. And I talk about, hey man, this dude, he done said this about me or whatever. I was quite calm. But I didn't use what he did to me personally to laugh at him as it pertains to what Tank said to him in writing. I didn't use that, and I could have. I lead by example, y'all. Y'all think I couldn't have tore him down? It was right there. I could have clowned him and did all kinds of shit. I didn't do it. And me and 503 got on here and said, yo, Tank's wrong for this. But he came over here and he's mad that everybody saw what Tank said to him. He has all the smoke for us and none for his man. His man crush. Where's my button?
Man crush.
I'm still a fan. All right, cool. That tells you everything you need to know about him. He's in an abusive relationship with this nigga. This nigga just wants to win arguments. I'm chilling. I don't know what he's doing over there. He's over there screaming and hollering. Gets to screaming, nigga. Light skin. Gets to screaming, light skin. Do your worst. Bossa Fan ×4 back in that super chat. He said, I ain't know he blocked me till I try to send a super chat. Really? He blocked you? Okay. Why he block you? Out of curiosity. What happened? And you try to give him bread? Why he block you? Why he block you? You said something he didn't agree with? Yeah, well, he can say what he want. He can say what he want. And I'll say what he said, what I heard him say to everybody. You wouldn't say that to my face. So he can say what he want. Say what he want. It's his channel. But you know what Tank said to him? Tank said he was soft. Now he's over there screaming about me and Blue and Champside, and Tank is the one that said you sound soft. Yeah, Abel, he blocked you because you defended me. And that was a year ago. Now count the times that I've gone on here and disrespected. BF, salute. I'm glad you're here. Count the times. Hey, BF, how many times did I start a live to openly disrespect KO? 0. Never did it. Never did it. Thank you, Chris. He even firing off on Tank. He over there mad that me and Blue and Champside was like, yo, that's fucked up. Well, Champside been going in on him for about a month and a half. Blue Blood went in on him because they have unfinished business. All I did was say, that's fucked up. KO is one of the more articulate defenders of Tank. And he called him soft. I said that's fucked up. And somehow, I'm the enemy? All right, cool. I'll be that. Fat Five say he's calling out Tank. He should. I don't know how the fuck I got involved in this, but I'll take it. He's been looking to fire off on me for a long time now. Fire off. You know what I'm gonna do? What I'm doing here. That's what I'm doing. And I'll be talking about Tank tomorrow. Moving forward, after tonight, there will be no mention of light skin, Karen Boxing 86 on my channel ever again. Because I ain't have a problem with him. He had a problem with me. I had a problem with him. He mad because I wouldn't debate him. He mad because I won't talk to him. He's a fucking wimp. He's a crybaby. Men don't move like that. Men don't get disrespected. Yo, listen, man. Right now, as we speak, if BFTB found, matter of fact, BFTB is a perfect example. BF told Bill, I fucks with you, but don't put me in a position where I gotta hold your feet to the flames, because you'll get this work. If Bill or Dev put him in a position where we gotta call him out on some bullshit, and BF says, yo, look, man, you know, they did this, and that, that's fucked up. And he put it up, and someone shared the video on Twitter, and Devin said to BF, yo, you acting soft. I already know what BF would have did. BF would have went live that moment and did a marathon stream, busting their ass verbally. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You don't back these people, these fighters, for them to act out and leave us out here holding the bag when you do something stupid. Because that makes us look bad. I already told y'all, I was a strong supporter of Canelo Alvarez. When it was time for him to fight Triple G, what did he do? He dropped the belt. Then he popped dirty. Then he's fighting Amir Khan. Then he said that shit about Benavidez. And it was on and on. How much was I supposed to look past? How much? But Tank gets on social media and calls him soft. And he says, I'm still a fan, y'all. That's the difference between a brother like BFTB and Karen Boxing 86. And that's me saying this. That's not BF. That's me saying this. Abel, that in itself is stupid. He said, I don't have the same life experiences. You goddamn right. I come from a two-parent, middle-class household. With two parents that gave a shit about me. With a bunch of aunts and uncles that gave a shit about me. And when they weren't around, I had neighbors that gave a shit about me and every other kid in the hood. I had a village. And this ain't to disrespect what he didn't have. But to identify and glorify what Tank is doing and not hold his feet to the flames, but justify everything he does to the point where you're ignoring the open disrespect and you're taking it, that tells me you're diseased and you don't even want to break the fucking cycle. Now, I could see this. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with him? Wait a minute, 39? 39 years old, I'm legit 10 years older than him. Exactly, Uncle Rick. We can't just get along, apparently. Life experience? You goddamn right we don't. We different. We are so different. I have something called home training. I have something called accountability. There's that word. Can I ask y'all a question? Is Cameron Boxing 86 accountable? And when I read the super chat, read that and answer the question. Is he being accountable? I'm still a fan. That's what he said after this. Boxer Fan Times 4 back in that super chat. He said, I think from when I told him he killed the vibe when BF had that panel interview with Bill and he jumped on and got all aggressive with Bill. Because that's how he drives, Boxer Fan Times 4. That's how he drives traffic to his channel. Being all loud and boisterous and talking to Bill. Like Bill ain't on the same level as an Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren as far as promoting is concerned. We have somebody that looks like us in a position of power in boxing, and that's how he treats him. You can't talk to him. You can disagree with him, but you can't talk to him better. And let me remind y'all, salute the phenomenal Mexican in that, remember that strong house for 2 months. Salute to you. He said, I don't want to know that you're cheating. Keep that on the low. Homie has no self-respect for him to let Tank violate that bet. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. Now, let me remind y'all. He said he called me out to hit his link. I'm busy. I'm talking to adults here. He can eat a dick, just not mine. Pull up to him for what? Tell Tank to hit the link. Tell him to tell Tank to hit the link. Fuck you talking about? Tell Coach Cal to hit the link. Tell Coach Kenny to hit the link. Tell one of Tank's OGs to hit the link. Nigga, why do you want to talk to me? For what? You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? He's over there, hit the link, for what? For what? For what? He's arguing to argue, and he looks crazy right now. Hit the link. Nigga, go away. Go away. I'm grown. Exactly. He's 39. I'm 49. I'm gonna be 50 in November. You think I want to go over there and fuss with a kid? He's a kid to me. He's literally a child, and he's acting like it right now. And there's about 1,000 enablers there right now, like, oh yeah, we got this Jerry Springer shit. Oh, go over there. I'm chilling. While I talk boxing, what do they do? Talk about me. I saw this, and I said, damn, that's fucked up. KO's an advocate for Tank. Why the fuck did Tank do this? Didn't he say before he relieved himself, he removed himself from my life? Didn't he say, oh, you could have called me? Nigga, I ain't checking for you. I ain't got no problem with you. You got a problem with me. You could have called me. You know what you did? You ran to your stupid ass channel and entertained the fuck shit. You're seeing why black people can't get along. Quit acting light-skinned. That's what it means. I don't know any man other than this motherfucker right here that would get told this and still tell the motherfucker he held accountable, hey, I'm still a fan. Hey, baby, I know you blew that nigga, but I still love you, though. And then go kiss her on the mouth. What the fuck is this? Yeah, you damn right. We don't have the same experiences. No. Negative. We are different. We don't have the same life experiences. Now, I was saying this morning, what a lot of you don't know is that when me and Bill first chopped it up, it wasn't all peaches and cream. No. It was very aggressive, and it was an argument. And I figured out, well, let me tell you what happened. It was in the midst of Devin versus Gary Russell Jr. We was trying to make that fight during the pandemic. And somehow, well, I ain't gonna tell you somehow. I know exactly what happened. But it got ugly. And when my stream ended, I had a headache. It was like bad. It was all bad. I went out. I took the kids to the doctor. The wife went upstairs. Parking was ridiculous around there, so I parked on the fire hydrant and I sat there. My phone started ringing via Instagram. I look down, it says Bill Haney. So now I'm like, oh shit. And I'm saying to myself, please, don't get on no gangster shit. I don't like that. I don't want to deal with it. And I thought about not answering it. But I answered it. And Bill was super respectful. And he says, yeah, man, I don't like how that happened today, man. We got to work this out. And just like that, it was diffused. Turns out, remember when I told you I ran into Punch Drunk? And I said, I keep seeing him at these presses, and I don't like the energy between us. And I said, next time I see him, I'm just going to talk to him. Did I say slap him? Did I say beat him up? No. I said, I want to talk to him. I saw him at the presser. I gave Blue Blood my camera and everything else. And I said, yo, hold on. I'm going to go talk to Punch because I didn't like the energy. It was very negative. We talked like men. And I found out a lot of things. Turns out, long story short, there was somebody puppeteering in the background, telling him shit, which made him say shit, which made us say shit, and it got out of hand. And it was true because we started talking and it led back to one name. We was like, oh shit. What? And it was true because he was saying shit that I'm like, wait, how do you know that? I said, well, this is that. And he's like, well, how do you know that? And I was like, well, because this nigga, we was like, oh, yeah. Niggas are demonic out here. And we dapped it up right there. I don't give a fuck about nothing else because I found out some shit and he found out some shit. And I told y'all, there is no beef between me and Punch Drunk Boxing. He has his channel, he has his views. I have my channel, I have my views, and it's all good. We chilling. And I told him, I said, yo, how funny would it be if we just talking one day and you just pop up on my live on the panel? That will fuck people up. And I started not to tell y'all. I started to just like tell him, like, don't say nothing. But I said, man, I just let it out. Bill Haney, same shit. We was talking and I found out some shit. There was somebody puppeteering in the back. Somebody told me something about him and I said, nah, he can't do that. That's not boxing. That's personal shit. So when he joined my panel, I had an attitude with him already because I was in protection mode of somebody who I thought I was super cool with, but the nigga was puppeteering in the back. And when we spoke, I found out some shit. And I said, oh, man. And I was upset with myself because I said, man, I know better than this. It's just that I get in the protection mode. When I call you my brother, I get in the protection mode, man. And I didn't know Bill like that at the time. And I had to tell Batman, I said, look, I know, listen, we got to tone it down. We can get the fight going. And, this is a win for the community, man. They say fights aren't made on YouTube, but here we are. This could be epic. And the last thing that happened, Chi-Town, what up, brother? The last thing that happened was, God rest his soul, the father who passed a while ago. I remember talking to Batman. I said, yo, what's the verdict? What's your dad say? He said he don't want to do it. I said, no, Batman, for real? He said, I don't know why. We with it. The brothers are with it. He don't want to do it. I said, oh, man. And he was the last call on that. I didn't get on here and drag anybody. I just said, hey, man, we were this close. And I never got Batman never got an explanation. He just didn't do it. And then look what happened now. That fight is long gone. Batman died. Life is short, y'all. Batman went from being on our panels. He was on KO's panels. Batman legitimately loved boxing, and he lost his life in the street. The last time I was on KO's channel, Batman lost a friendly bet and owed 1,000 push-ups. And KO did something very noble. KO said, we're going to knock out these 1,000 push-ups for Batman. And I remember clicking the link. I was at work. I clicked the link and I banged out like 30, 40 push-ups for him. That was special. That's how we're supposed to do with each other. Not this. The only time I dragged somebody on the stream was when Bruce Gass did some bullshit. He did some bullshit. After I told him, listen, when he came to me, hey, I don't know why everyone's mad. I said, listen, this is what happened, but I'm gonna extend you the courtesy. You're an older man. You don't know. Well, now you know. Please, brother. And I called him brother. It's a white guy. I called him brother. This is a man where one night, matter of fact, I can look it up on my channel. The day that we had Vinny Pazienza on my show, Stormy wasn't available that night. And salute to my brother Trick Nolte. I said, damn, it's gonna be me and Trick. I said, hold on. Let me call Bruce because I think they're in the same part of town. I said, Bruce, man, you available tonight to go join the panel? He said, oh, yeah. I said, yo, guess what? We got Vinny Paz on here. Oh my God, Joe, Drew, you're just such a nice guy. Oh my God, I love you, brother. I said, I love you too, bro. Come on. And if you go watch it, it's not Stormy, it's Bruce. I extended that man so much courtesy. What the fuck does he do? He does exactly what we had a conversation for him not to do. I said, you got to be careful going to these channels saying you looking for boxing talk, but these motherfuckers are having whole panels talking about they're gonna shoot us and stab us and do all kinds of stupid shit to us, and then you there laughing with fire emojis. He did it again after the Vinny Paz shit, and all I did, y'all didn't even know about that. I took his wrench, I blocked him. And what does he do? He was probably trying to salute me in the chat on a live one day, and then he texted me because he got my phone number. He said, I already know what you did, brother, but it's okay. I still got love for you. I didn't even respond, but he knew why. And y'all didn't know. Did I get on here and say anything? I didn't say anything for a year. If you know what happened, I kept getting a time-stamped videos of him in the chat when someone's threatening my life. Not talking boxing, literally. Oh, when I see Drew, I'll fuck him up. I don't care how big he is. And he's in there with fire emojis. They say, yo, Drew, just look at the chat. That's Bruce Gas. I said, what the fuck? All I did was not talk to him. But the last act that I've done for him was put him in contact with Vinny Paz. He violated again. No, Jose, it was not your fault. Don't even worry about it with that shit with Bruce. You ain't know. It's all good. But that's what I do. That was an act of kindness. And all I asked him to do was stay away from these people that, it's not boxing talk. Because he made it seem like, oh, in the title it says, oh, something Bud Crawford or whatever, and he goes there for boxing talk, but then they start talking about you. I said, all right, cool. That ain't what happened, but I'll let you get away with that. But I said, please don't do that again. He pulled up on full-blown live streams where niggas were like, my name is in the whole goddamn chat, in the title of the video. That other motherfucker, Cooking with Sir, another dude. I said, bro, no, you out of here. You on niggas' panels while they're plotting my death, damn near. And you over there laughing. No, stay over there. D. Hodges, stay over there. Yo, Tyler, they mad at me because I go where I want to go, and the LDBC get mad because I go where I want to go. I said, yeah, you can go where you want to go, but don't come back here. Why is that difficult? Why is that difficult? Stay away from me. Stay away. Why do you feel the need to play both sides of the fence? Why do you feel the need to run back and forth and say who's saying what to who? That's the real reason why I try not to say anything about anybody. But I'm giving y'all a backstory about how I move and shake. I try to avoid conflict. So I had to let Bruce go. And you know what? A year later, that fucking stalking ass nigga, outlaw pugilist, that faggot, he's on a live stream. And who's in there? He tried not to say my name, and then he was making reference to me, and I looked, and there goes Bruce Gas. Do you mean DT? Do you mean DT? Meaning me. He don't know shit about boxing. Well, that's a lie, because when I was talking to Vinny Paz, I gave him a perspective on how I view sports and human nature, and Vinny says, yo, are you a coach? I said, no. He says, I could tell you have a lot of experience working with athletes, and I do. And that was a big compliment, and Bruce heard it. So for him to have heard that to damn near a year later, going on another black man's channel, enabling black on black bullshit, yeah, then it turned into that. Demanding him to say my name and then say, oh, I don't know shit about boxing, while trying to buddy up with people around me like Jose. Right? I got mad and I said, you know what? I called 78. I said, bro, I'm about to do something so out of character. And I told him what happened. He said, fuck it, cook him. And I went live and I burned him. And I dropped names and everything. I said, fuck him. And it was worse because he's white. Does that sound familiar, y'all? I was super nice to him, very respectful to him. And then he turned around and did that. You got to be kidding me. That's what you do? All right, cool. Fuck you, dude. Y'all have no idea the amount of things I had to diffuse behind the scenes, the amount of things I couldn't fix that I tried, people that I don't fuck with no more that y'all will never know until they say something. And here we are again. My conscience is clear. I never did anything to that dude. I never did. And right now he's on his channel wilding the fuck out because Tank said something disrespectful to him. And I didn't get on my channel this morning and say, aha, look at you now, aha. I didn't do that. Me and 503 got on here and said, yo, that's fucked up. Tank shouldn't have did that, especially the KO. He's like Tank's #1 advocate. Never did that because it's uncalled for. Thank you, Chi-Town. You know a bit of the things I've gone through behind the scene. I'm out here trying to keep the peace. It's difficult, man. But when you're dealing with sassy niggas, when you're dealing with sassy niggas, what can you do? I'm gonna tell you what you do. You do what I'm doing right now. Let you know what's going on. The evidence is out there. And leave them alone. I'm in control of my actions. Whatever you do, you're in control of it. It's a decision. What do I always say? When I talk about Coach Malachi's, that's ridiculous. But his ass came to New York and he was so scared when he knew that all of the LDBC killer shirt that he wore, if he was really about that life, he'd have came to the Barclays with it on. But he ran into 78 and checked out the fucking whole hotel. And I said, wait a minute, what did he think was going to happen to him? Because if it was going to happen to him, it'd happen right there. Yo, we're parents, grandparents. We got jobs. We got shit to lose out here. How would I look standing in front of a judge and the judge saying, why is this man in a coma, clinging to life? Well, he wore an LDBC killer shirt and he said, what? Well, truth be told, I can articulate anything, but really think about that. Do I want to be in a courtroom explaining that this dude just ran his fucking mouth about me online, and then when I saw him, I initiated contact to beat his ass? Now, you may say he deserves it, and that's what would have happened. I'd have fucked him up, but now I got to be in court and dealing with that over some bullshit he said on the internet. How does that make me any different from a goddamn 12-year-old that gets mad over some TikTok beef? I'm grown. And right now, this yellow back nigga is talking about click a link. Why, nigga? You could have spoke to me this morning. There was space and opportunity. I told everybody to shut up. I was muting mics and the floor was yours. I wanted to know about that tweet, how you felt about it. What are you going to do moving forward? And we could have talked some boxing. Because believe it or not, Karen Boxing 86, I was never your enemy. I don't know where all this shit came from. But if you don't have chaos in your life, you can't exist. And you're every fucking woman that I never wanted to deal with. That's your behavior. So when I see a man acting like that, that's the term bitch ass nigga. I've seen you have meltdowns. You melt down on BFTB. You melt down on the LDBC. You melt down on me personally today. Have at it. You melt down on fucking Blue Blood. And all he's been is right every time. You melt down on Champ side. Drop a link, drop a link. He was right what he said this morning. Niggas don't know you. They know him. That's why you want to debate him so bad. On your channel, fuck out of here. He said he was pulling up on you to see what you had to say. Now, if you over there going off about me, him, and Blue and not talking about that tweet, dogs, your priorities are all wrong. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Pull up on my live tomorrow just so I could block you. I haven't done it yet because, I got to go and take your wrench and go to your channel. And I'm not, I don't feel like doing all of that. But I might drop a link tomorrow. If you click the link tomorrow, I'm not putting you on. Just go ahead and type something so I can block you from the chat. Because I don't care to talk to you. And there's no coming back from this. I don't trust you. It's very simple. You are a misguided, uncivilized, undisciplined, whiny, boxing Karen. Born in 1986. And you're goddamn right. Our experience, our life experiences are very different. Now, you said that to say what? That you come from the trenches. What do I tell y'all about black people saying I'm from the trenches? What do I tell y'all about that? I proudly say I ain't from the trap. I'm not from the trenches. 2-parent household, middle class. I grew up in a loving household. Brian, what up? Loving household. Tight-knit family. And I produced what I've come up in. That's what I've done. How the fuck are you a married man? I hope you're married to your wife. With some beautiful kids. And you online beefing over nothing. Letting another athlete that you've done nothing but defend disrespect you. And the men that you have access to who told you that this dude is a motherfucker. You got more problems with us than the person that said that shit to you. Do not tell me what your priorities are. Show me where you spend your money and where you spend your time. And I will tell you what your priorities are. I get on here and I share experiences and I give my opinion. And that's it. He gets on his shit. And every time I turn around, he's fussing with somebody. That's not healthy. It's not healthy. Philip D, salute. Let me ask y'all a question. Who would you trust in what I call an official friendly situation? Me or Karen Boxing 86? And y'all ain't gotta say shit just because, some of y'all, moonlight and go over there. That's fine. But I move how I move. I ain't gotta sneak this anybody. Anytime I said his name, is in reality, it was asking a question. Hey, Tank did this. I wonder what the Tank support group is saying. I didn't only mean him. I met Boxing Ego. I met Fanon. I met him. And I learned today there's a couple of other guys out there that there's some dude that Champs I was talking about built this whole channel. I think Tank's name is in the goddamn channel. I said, damn, someone actually did that? Damn. Wow. But I want y'all to pay attention to what Karen Boxing 86 did this morning. If you missed it, go to my live this morning. I laid the groundwork. I let y'all know he's done what he's done, and he said what he said, and done this and done that. And I never, ever, ever, ever retaliated. I never did no live stream. I never responded. Never did it. But I always knew, I said, he's looking for a reason to go in on me. He's said shit about me a bunch of times. He said shit about me a bunch of times. I never responded. I just told y'all this dude would stay real. His channel's still up. Go to his channel and put my name in his search engine. He got like 50 videos about me. That bullshit nigga Sports Prediction 101, aka Buckle Up Boxing. Go put my name in the search engine. He got like 13 videos about me. What is wrong? I asked him on my panel, I said, what is wrong with you? What did I do to you? And everything he said, why he got a problem with me, I cross-checked it in real time. Yo, you said, YEW, you said that Monster and Newey stacks his raps. I said that? You said it. It's on your video. I said, yeah, I was reporting the news, you fucking idiot. I didn't say it. You know who said it? Rachel Donaire sent me a video of them on ESPN, and they were stacking the raps right in my face. And I said, hold up, wait a minute. Did the rules change? It's not tape, gauze, tape. It's gauze, tape, gauze. I said, what the fuck are they doing? They're stacking. And there was a big old article in a conference with Cool Boy Steph in Japan. And what was the problem? We just learned that he's stacking his raps. And I said, okay, you got choices here. Pull out the fight or fight him. Those are the choices. He chose to stay and fight, and he got stretched. That's what happened. That's what happened. I'm telling you what happened. Stormy said, yo, he can stay there, but he can't go in there and he can't let that boy hit him. And what happened? He let that boy hit him. And he slept him. That's what happened. But you let Buckle Up Boxing he says that I made it up. I said, no, they had a whole press conference. Why are you going to me for the news? And I report the news, but don't I always say, link in the description? Do you listen to the video? Do you read the description? Can you read and comprehend? And at the end of that discussion, you know what he said? You know what, Drew? I'm off your bumper. Because there was a few things I had to check him on. And guess what? He's not a man of his word. Because a week later, did another video about me. I said, see, some niggers will never change. Now, this nigga, Karen Boxing 86, I didn't call him soft. Tank Davis did. Now he's on there ranting and raving, wanting me to click a link right now. But meanwhile, he's not begging Tank to click the link. He said, I'm still your fan. There's no fixing that. I need y'all to understand that. There's no fixing it. That nigga's not changing. He's 39. He's too far in the game. If Jesus can't save these hoes, why y'all trying? He's beyond OGs. He's a year removed from 40. And he's on here acting a fool because Tank said something to him. He's mad at a couple of guys that say, you see, You're mad at us, and I want y'all to understand. He's mad at us because we're right about Tank. That's what it is. There. He's mad at us because we're right about Tank. And he unconditionally is riding for Tank because he's a fan. And that is SASSY. And that's a lot of these young men out here. So you goddamn right. Our life experiences are absolutely different. Because I won't let no man say that shit to me and I still fuck with him. I'm not saying run and go beat him up or nothing like that. No. Like I said, we got shit to lose. We're family men, right? You know why I don't know what this motherfucker says about me? Because I'm not over there. You know why I don't know that Sports Prediction 101, aka Buckle Up Boxing, got 100 videos about me? Because I'm not over there. You know why I don't know who's saying what about me? I'm not over there. I have options. I turn it off. How many times y'all heard me say that? Thank you, Chris. He proved Tank right. That Tank could do whatever he do. Tank fans, MAGA. Tank fans, MAGA. Trump said, I could stand in the middle of Madison Avenue and shoot somebody and nothing will happen. He was right. Tank says, y'all see me in the street, don't say nothing to me. I don't fuck with y'all. You soft. And what does his number one advocate say? Man, I still love you, bro.
Whoa! What?
I wasn't raised like that. So when I say things like, who raised these niggas? Now you see it. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to put the tweet up one more time. KO, Karen Boxing 86 was holding Tank accountable. And this is what Davis responded him with. What to your soft ass? What? And what does he say? I still fucks with you. I'm still a fan of yours. What? But he wants me to go there and click a link to argue with him? Don't take that pent up homosexual Tank energy out on me. You want to cry on him. And you're older than him. Bro. Thank you, Brian. I saw something about that. Tank was called out by Floyd. Didn't he say you can't do shit like this when you're active? Hey, man. Yeah, Thomas, people want reactions, but they can't deal with them. Every action has a reaction. That's why I try to be as careful with my content as possible. That's why I ask y'all, did I lie? Where's the lie? I always ask y'all that. Where's the lie? Did I lie? Did I lie? Everything I said about Tank, 100% facts. If you got to get on here and play word salad to justify a move that kid has done, that's crazy. He said he still wants me to debate Tank. Tank don't fuck with me. And I'm cool. I don't fuck with him either. I don't fuck with no little nigga that talks to his people like that. I was officially done. You know when I was officially done with him? When he pulled that stank ass move when Devin was out at the restaurant. I said, now why the fuck would he do that? You could pull up and act a fool at a restaurant for free, but you can't accept $50 million to fight him in Saudi. And then your stupid ass fans say, oh, well, he ain't got to bend the knee to Turkey out of Sheik. Jake Paul just sunned him. See, once again, that bending the knee to Turkey. Jake just said, you work for me. He just said that. But Karen Boxing 86 is mad at me and Blue and Champ's side. Now, I didn't even talk about that. I'm talking about it tomorrow. Talking about it tomorrow. Yeah, he ain't got to bend the knee to Turkey. All y'all niggas is bending the knee to Turkey. He on Twitter tweeting and deleting. Oh, all y'all niggas are stupid. Y'all risking y'all records. Yeah, for like $50 million, $20 million. I'm over here trying to get this Turkey money Because when I was sitting up there on fucking Queensberry, I wasn't getting no work. Do you understand? Turkey Al-Sheikh retired a fighter, Josh Padley. He retired him to fight Shakur. He lost and then came back and won again. He retired that man. That's what Turkey's doing. Now, question, and no shade, what's Al Heyman doing for you? You told us you had a 7-fight deal. Lie. Then when people say, hey, man, are you going to fight Devin? I never said that. You absolutely said that. I ain't going to play the video. And then when they keep asking you, yo, man, I'm not like other fighters. I'm trying to get my money and get out. Oh, okay. Jake Paul. Oh, man, he's fighting Jake Paul. No, he's going to run it back with Lamont Roach. Yeah, what venue? We're going to do that shit again? No, I'm telling you, it's next. It's next. Jake Paul. Why y'all mad at him getting his bag? No, we wondering when he's going to fight a real fight. Yo, he ain't got to bend the knee to Turkey. He's bending his knee to Jake Paul. No, he not. Jake Paul just said yesterday, you work for me. Tank was like, huh? Hey, yo, wait, But this Cameron wants to debate me. For what? I'm watching this like everyone else is. And all I'm saying is, look at this. Look at it. Look. What are you mad at me for? I'm just saying, look. Hey, look, a building on fire. Look at that. 9/11 happened. I was at work. I said, oh, shit. That's like someone walking up to me and saying, yo, why are you saying oh, shit for? Because, oh, shit, there's people jumping out the building, man. This is fucked up. Yeah, but why you saying oh, nigga, why you mad at me? Look at this. Well, what you doing about it? Well, I'm on the radio. I'm shutting down the highway. What are you doing other than screaming at me? Man, I know, but the terrorists, man, they mad at America. America ain't do right by us. Hold on. You was just screaming at me for saying no shit, and now you sympathizing with the terrorists? What's to you with your soft ass? No, okay. You just wanted to argue with me. You just want to be right. Young Abe on that super chat, he says, KO compared himself to Nipsey Hussle, egomaniac. Well, look, man, look, okay. I ain't comparing myself to anybody. He is, and more power to him. He said, all right, man. He could tell himself whatever he want to believe, man. Yo, Brian, you ain't wrong, brother. You ain't wrong. You are not wrong. You're not wrong. But I've been cooking for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Y'all get the point, man. I ain't got to answer that child. He's a grown adolescent. He's cut from the same cloth as all these turncoats and these half-breeds and crackers and these haters, these motherfuckers that buddy up to us. Let me ask y'all, let me point something out to y'all. And I want y'all to just use your brain. There were niggas on here riding with us heavy. Some of them did music for us. Some of us used to be on our live streams. But something happened leading up to the Ryan Garcia fight. They were on Tank Davis' side. And I said, okay, well, hopefully, you know, Devin take care of business and we can get the Tank fight. Devin gets cheated, but before we knew he was cheated, they started clowning us. We're like, yo, hold on, pump your brakes. You were supposed to be rooting for Devin because this gets us closer to the Tank fight. What are you doing? And why are you trolling me anyway? I thought we was cool. What are you doing? And it's like you're trolling me, not because, hey, man, I told you Devin ain't going to win, and you's a Tank fan anyway. So you's a Tank fan. I don't know why you was rooting for Ryan anyway, which is a total Tank fan move because Tank is hugging that kid. I think they're doing a little more than hugging, by the way. But anyway. Then when we found out that Ryan was cheating, I had niggas older than me, hint, hint, talking about, oh, there's just a need for the LDBC. The LDBC has a need for this kid to be guilty. I said, I don't have a need for anything. What did I say? When I got the phone call, I was all the way in St. Martin the next day. But I got a call. I was like, yo, don't say nothing, but the nigga cheated. I said, what? I said, yo, I don't want to be going through this. I hope VADA got it wrong and the New York State Athletic Commission got it wrong. I hope this is a mistake. I don't want to go through this because I know what comes through this. Well, it turns out he cheated. And then you have some old niggas talking about there's a need for us wanting him to be Ryan wrong. And then Ryan started lying. And then he got caught. And then he got suspended. So we're getting trolled by the young niggas that we thought was cool. And then the old niggas had to eat their words. And instead of doubling back and being men and saying, yo, you know what, I was wrong about that kid. And that racist outburst, that's fucked up. He shouldn't do that. Instead of them doing that, you know what they did? They disappeared. And they're gone. And you don't even know that they're gone. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, Omega Red, that nigga called me Sunday morning. No, he didn't call me. He texted me with some sort of stupid scripture. And I said, what are you on? What are you talking about? You a stupid ass Tank fan. He wanted to suck Tank's dick. He wanted to inhale the pinky. He wanted to pop the pickle. And then he's trying to say, oh, well, you know, when I got involved with the LDBC, you know, I thought it was a black thing. Well, it's invented by a black man, but it wasn't exclusive to black people. What are you talking about, bro? What is wrong with you? I know when Tank fought Ryan, I was in my living room screaming at the top of my lungs, rooting for Tank. And they tried to cheat Tank. 10-9 round, that was clearly a 10-8 round. I said, look what they tried to do to that kid. Fuck that. We rock and rolling all the way to Tank versus Devin and made a best man win. Did I not say that? That's what I said. These motherfuckers took hard positions and then got mad. I'm like, what is wrong with you with Devin? And then they start talking about Bill. I'm like, yo, man, leave Bill out of this. He's a promoter. Who cares? Devin. Man, these motherfuckers separated themselves. We didn't kick them out. And then they felt real stupid when they found out that Ryan cheated. They never doubled back and apologized to us. Omega Red never hit me back and said, yeah, that's what he said, Abel, karma. Well, how the fuck did you explain everything that Tank is dealing with right now? Is that not karma? No, I'll go above and beyond karma. It's called the Lord. That's what it's called. The Lord. That's what it's called. And he can't take it. Isn't that great? This is karma. And he's getting in the ring with Jake Paul. So you got a fugazi record. If you fuck around with that white boy who you work for, bitch, because you didn't want to work with Devin and Turkey out she can make real money. Now you're getting bitched out by the white boy. Because that's what people said. Not my words. It was other people. I ain't got no problem with Jake Paul. If y'all want to give him his money for these fights, more power to him. He's a fucking genius. And he's leaving a bigger mark on the sport of boxing than Tank is. If he fuck around and get in there and get knocked out for real, his career is over. I don't give a fuck about no Shakur fight. I don't give a fuck about no Devin or Teofimo fight. I don't care about it. Pack it up, count your millions, and go on. And I will no longer open up my panel to a Tank fan. Go away. Go with him. You celebrated him getting his bread, let him get his bread. And if he gets flatlined by Jake Paul badly, I know you ain't gonna want him to come back and fight a real fight. Because once you knock somebody out, it becomes easier to do it. That means you must want him to die. Or you just want to win an argument. That's where the ego comes in. So Omega Red was absolutely one of these dumbass niggas. And I forgot what I said to him, but I was very clear. I said, nigga, don't contact me ever again. I said, it's fucking 5 a.m. What are you doing? What are you doing? Idiot. You fucking bumpkin. And unknown to y'all, there was some shit with him too. We had girls in the community saying, yo, Omega Red's a creep. Right hand of God. I said, what do you mean? Then they start sending screenshots of shit. And I said, uh-oh, how do we handle this? And while we was trying to handle that shit, he did that. And I said, that's God right there. So now this is our excuse to remove him from our chats. I don't fuck with him. I don't fuck with him. He pops up in some chats, but I don't salute him or nothing. I'm cordial. I could be in a chat with several people I don't fuck with. I ain't got to talk to them. And there's a few ass motherfuckers that are not around no more, but you know what? They ain't leave an impact. They were on here just trying to build their shit off of us. But out of sight, out of mind, right? And I ain't got to have to say no names. Just know, if I said a name, you'd be like, oh shit, what happened to him? And just remember, we had a great relationship. What happened? Their ego got in the way. They started attacking Bill and Dev. And, oh, y'all just want Ryan to be wrong. Well, when you found out Ryan was also a drug cheat and a racist, none of these niggas hit my line because they got my number. Yo, Drew, that was fucked up. I ain't mean all of that. That was fucked up what they did to Devin. I still don't fuck with Devin and Bill, but I ain't mean for all of that. We could have had that conversation. But instead, you know what they did? They stayed away, which is just as fine. Some my age, some a little younger, some, two motherfuckers in particular, are significantly older than me. You can use a brain and do the math. So I said what I said. What's the cause of the sassy male epidemic? The lack of leadership of men, the chronic raising by women. These ladies can't raise a dude to be a man. So when you get a nigga like Karen Boxing 86 talking about our life experience was different, you damn right. Oh, you were sheltered. So what? So what? So what if I had a parent that said, man, bring your ass in the house. You ain't gonna be out here running these streets. You ain't gonna be like out here. So what? I had family that gave a fuck about me. Yeah, Shelton, he'll never be here again. Niggas coming, oh, you always talking about Tank. Niggas I never seen before. I said, man, all last week I was talking Bud and Canelo, and I had an open link. You never clicked it. I didn't bring up Tank at all. It was all about Bud and Canelo. What are you talking about? But now I'm your Huckleberry because I'm talking about him getting bitched tomorrow. So I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I didn't mean to go this long. But y'all get the picture. Salute to Karen Boxing 86. If that's your cup of tea, you're welcome to it. But I don't fuck with insecure, sassy, off code, yellow niggas. So you can have your meltdown and keep being a monkey. That's my time. Y'all be gentle and love one another. I'll see y'all in the AM, man.
The Painful Excellence Podcast.